If you're preparing for the January LSAT, today I'm going to walk you through your ultimate guide to nailing test day. We're going to cover everything: the rules, the test structure, how to handle last-minute prep, what to bring, what to expect, whether you're testing remotely or in person at a Prometric testing center. This could be the difference between a smooth test day experience and a nightmare. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, back when I took the LSAT, it was on paper and in person. These days, it's online, and you could take it either remotely from home or in person at a testing center. But while the format has changed, one thing hasn't: prep is everything. Now, let's start with the rules because they're different depending on where you take the test. If you're taking the LSAT remotely, you have a bit more flexibility in terms of what you can have with you. Here's the breakdown. Pens, pencils, mechanical pencils, and highlighters are all allowed. You can use whatever feels most comfortable for you. In terms of scratch paper, you can have up to 6 sheets. They can be blank, lined, or graph, but they must be standard sized 8.5 by 11 paper. In the past, they allowed legal size paper, but they've since closed that loophole. So stick to standard size paper to avoid any issues. In terms of beverages, you can have any drink you like, but it's got to be in a clear container, no opaque mugs or opaque bottles. Now, you can have earplugs, but they've got to be generic, soft foam earplugs. They can help block out distractions, but don't bring any fancy noise-canceling headphones or anything electronic. They won't be allowed. Now, remote testing gives you the comfort of being in your own space, but it also means that you've got to manage your environment. So make sure your testing area is quiet, free of distractions, and that it complies with LSAT's rules. You're also going to want to double check your internet connection, webcam, and microphone to make sure they're functioning properly, because the last thing you want is a technical glitch in the middle of your test. Now, if you're taking the LSAT in person at a Prometric testing center, the rules are a bit stricter. Here's what you need to know. In terms of writing tools, you're not going to bring anything, no pencils, no scratch paper. They'll provide everything. Leave your personal supplies at home. LSAT will also deal with noise management. They'll give you noise-canceling headphones to block out sounds from any other test takers or the proctors. You're allowed to bring water, but it's got to be in a clear container, and other beverages are not allowed. In terms of devices, don't bring your own. You'll be using their desktop computer, so you're not going to be using your own laptop or tablet. Keep in mind that Prometric centers are highly controlled environments, which can help minimize distractions, but it also means that you've got less flexibility. So plan your route there, arrive early, and know what to expect to avoid any unnecessary stress. Now, in terms of the timing of the test, the timing breakdown is as follows for those without extra time accommodations. You take 2 sections of 35 minutes each, back to back, then you have a 10-minute break, then you take 2 more sections of 35 minutes each, back to back. Now, if you have accommodations for extra time or extra breaks, your test day will look different and it'll also be longer. Regardless, pacing and stamina are key. The LSAT is a marathon, not a sprint, no matter whether you have extra time or not. And so by test day, you want to have built up the endurance to stay sharp through all 4 sections. You should be taking practice tests under timed conditions regularly in the lead up to test day. Now, in terms of the LSAT format, of course, logic games are gone. They were removed after the June 2024 LSAT and replaced with a second scored logical reasoning section. Your test now consists of 2 scored logical reasoning sections, 1 scored reading comp section, and 1 unscored extra section of either logical reasoning or reading comp. This means that you could potentially face 3 logical reasoning sections back to back if your extra section is logical reasoning, or you could have 2 reading comp sections back to back if your extra section is reading comp. So to get ready for this, practice whatever your worst case scenario is. So for example, if the thought of 3 logical reasoning sections terrifies you, simulate that during your timed practice tests. Your goal is to be ready for anything so that test day feels predictable and manageable. In the final week before the LSAT, focus on full-length practice tests. Ideally, you will complete at least 10 full-length timed exams before the big day. If you've done fewer, that's okay. Aim for at least 5. Now, you might want to do one final practice test early in the week before the exam, like on a Wednesday, if your test is on a Friday, but only do this if it won't stress you out. If your test is Friday, take Thursday, the day before, off to relax, take a hot bath, get a massage, watch Netflix, whatever helps you personally decompress. And if not studying stresses you out, you could do some light review, but keep it minimal. And if your practice test score is an outlier, don't let one unusually high or low practice test score shake your confidence or throw you for a loop. You want to look at the average of your last 5 practice tests. That's going to be the most reliable indicator of where you stand. Now, remember that you can always retake the LSAT. It's totally fine. Law schools do not average multiple LSAT scores. They only consider your highest score on record. The January LSAT is not too late for this application cycle, but neither is the February LSAT too late. So don't let any one test day define your journey. Now, if something is going wrong on test day, you can always call LSAC. They have dedicated helplines. Save the following numbers in your phone just in case. They have 2 phone numbers I'm going to share with you now. The first is 855-296-7479. The second number is 215-966-6640. Save these numbers, write them down. Whether it's a tech issue or something else, these numbers are going to be your lifeline. Now, if you'd like my help getting ready for the LSAT, whether you're taking it in January, February, or beyond, my team and I would be glad to help you out on your journey to scoring a 170 plus. We offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and private one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And remember, in these final weeks, the more you prep, the fewer surprises you'll face on test day. You've got this. Study smart, and I'll see you on the other side. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.